everybody, welcome back. Today for you I am doing a review slash demo on the new CoverGirl Vitalist foundation. If you are new to my channel, I want to say hello and welcome. My name is Layla. I hope that before you leave, that if you did enjoy what you see today, that you will subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on any future uploads that I put on here. But without further ado, let's get into the demo. So whilst I was out shopping, I came across this. This is brand new from CoverGirl. This is the Vitalist Healthy Elixir Foundation. This is a foundation that contains vitamins and what they call insoluble sunscreen. It's a broad spectrum SPF of 20. It does also contain titanium dioxide. Now, I had to do some research because I wasn't quite sure what insolazole was, and what it is, it's a absorbs UVB rays, not A. The titanium dioxide is for the UVAs, but it does absorbs UVB rays, and the reason why they choose to use this is because it's water soluble and it gives you a much lighter feeling, so it doesn't feel like, you know, like how sunscreen feels a little heavy cakey. So that's why they chose to use that in here. This contains vitamins B5, B3, and E. So let's just go ahead and get straight away into the demo. The claims on this are that it's a lightweight, full coverage makeup that hydrates and includes a complex of SPF 20 vitamins and antioxidants, and that it is oil free. So since this is the words full coverage, the first thing I want to do is prep really well. I have very exaggerated and enlarged pores, so I'm definitely going to want to use something to fill that in, because anytime you use a full coverage foundation, it's going to show every bump and nook and cranny that you have. So I'm going to be using the Make It Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer. So we're just going to get that right here into the area where I have pores, just gliding it in there. First, let me give you a little bit of info on the packaging. Glass bottle, comes with a pump. It's really kind of pretty. It's kind of got this gold band to make it look a little bit more fancy. I have the shade here, number 745, which is warm beige. Now this is a little bit difficult, and maybe I don't really use CoverGirl foundation, so I'm not sure how this works, but I believe that their ones that end in 5s are warm. The ones that end in 2 are either cool or neutral, and the ones that end in 0 are either cool or neutral. So, but I'm pretty sure the 5s are all warm for what I could see in the display and things like that. So again, this shade is number 745, which is warm beige, and it's a very good skin match for me. This one does blend in pretty well. It's got a nice yellow undertone to it. So I'm going to dot that on. Now for maximum coverage, I would suggest using a flat type kabuki type brush. I usually, for one, don't really pretty much prefer full coverage foundations, just because I have a lot of nooks and crannies I don't want getting shown. But if I am going to use it, I'm definitely going to always grab a sponge over anything else. So this is my dampened Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. Let me zoom you guys in just a little bit closer, and then we'll start applying. So now I have you a little bit in closer, a little bit. Let's go ahead and start applying. And also, kind of the key with a full coverage foundation, less is more. But I will say this. I'm going to put it on, but I'm going to give you a heads up. I don't consider this a out the gate full coverage foundation. I consider this an out the gate really good medium coverage. Really good medium. Medium brink of full. I think for full coverage, again, using more like a flat top kabuki style brush will give you the most coverage. Beauty Blender is going to give you, of course, you know, a little bit sheer version of that to full right off the gate, but it's not. It's medium. You'll see as I get down into here where my little problem area is developing right now. And what I used total was 1 pump. I kind of put half a pump on first and then another half a pump on now. It doesn't dry too terribly fast, so I could have like pumped and done the whole face, but it's just the way I put on foundation. And as you can see, this is very, very yellow. It always looks 10 times more yellow in my viewfinder than when I'm actually sitting here in real life putting it on, because when I'm putting it on in real life, this is such a good skin match, I really can't see where it's ending, you know, which is good. I love that, especially when it's full coverage. I mean, when it's full coverage, you've got to get spot on with your color, or else you're gonna have that huge line of demarcation, which I kind of always look like I do, just because that part of my neck is more shaded. But as we come down here, you know, it's pretty spot on. I think it's just the lighting always makes it look a lot brighter and a lot more yellow than I actually am. And I know that lighting looks kind of harsh while I'm looking at my viewfinder, so I hope when I go to edit it doesn't look as bad. I will say that you have plenty of time to work with it. Move it around, get it to where you need it to be, and it smells, not stinks. It doesn't stink, but it kind of almost has like a bit of a floral, clean scent to it. It's kind of hard to describe. I'm gonna blend this down my neck just a little bit because, like I said, it might be just a hair, just one hair darker than what I am right now, but not enough for it to really even be that noticeable. But as you can see, really, really good medium coverage, like medium on the brink of full with just one pump and one layer. I can still see just hair, just a few of my freckles that are darker than the other ones. Of course, you know, my little moles are popping through, you know, and this down here, right now, not much and nothing is really gonna cover that. That's just so angry because I don't know how to leave it alone, to be honest. So now I'm gonna go back in with about a quarter of a pump. See, just that up for you. Just that tiny amount right here, just a quarter of a pump. I'm gonna put that in the areas where I tend to build, which is right here on my forehead, across my lip, and we're gonna try and add a little bit more down here on my chin. Not that I think it's gonna do much. This is where my melasma pokes through the most, is above my eyebrows and across my lip. Lightly cover and build that, but honestly, it's really not going to. That is my penance for picking. Anybody else out there a picker? I know I'm not the only one. So now that this is on, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, and then I will come back and I'm gonna give you my final thoughts, reviews, all the claims, all the deets. We'll be right back. And now my makeup is complete, so let me go ahead and give you some information about this foundation. Foundation comes in 14 shades total. It doesn't seem like there's a really great variety or range, I should say, within those 14 shades. It seems to be they go from light and then they go a little bit deeper, but the mid-tones, I won't say they're lacking. They're kind of just lacking everywhere a little bit. Fortunately for me, this is a pretty spot on skin match for me, so I was lucky enough, and again, I'm in the shade 745, which is warm beige. The list price on their website, I believe, was $8.79 or $8.89. It was some crazy number like that, but I purchased mine at Walgreens and it was $12.99. Now, this is not available everywhere at all. Walgreens and CVS. Walmart doesn't have them in yet. Ulta doesn't even have them on .com. So it is pretty new. If you're going to find it, you're most likely going to find it at Walgreens, so you're going to pay the $13 price for it as opposed to the $9 price when it does finally come available to Walmart. So you may want to wait for that, for it to come to the Walmarts and the Targets and whatnot. Now, the whole thing behind this foundation is it's called the Vitalist, so it's a healthy elixir. It is very, very elixirish like as you put it on. It doesn't really feel like a moisturizer. It's not that heavy, but it's also not foundation feeling. It's almost that in between. It almost kind of feels like the serum as you're applying it. Not when most serums get to that tacky phase. It doesn't ever kind of go there too much, but it feels very serum-like. It's so lightweight. You do not feel it on your skin whatsoever. I will have to say though, as for skin types, if you have oily skin, I would definitely stay away from this. It stays almost a tad bit tacky on the skin. So you definitely want to lightly set it for those with normal skin. For those with oily skin, I think because of that and that alone, it's going to break down and it's not going to last on you because it never really fully sets on its own. I think if you have very, very, very dry skin, you're going to love this, and I don't think you will have to set it. I think your skin's gonna soak it right in. Let's talk about coverage. This does claim to be a full coverage foundation. I will say this, it's almost there. I wouldn't say it's no Estee Lauder Double Wear. It's not Estee Lauder Double Wear Maximum Coverage, definitely gonna say that. But it's not far behind it. It is a solid solid, heavy, medium coverage with just one layer. I've not really been that big of a fan of CoverGirl foundations over the years, but this is pretty darn good foundation. I will just say, from my own personal experience with this foundation, this is all day wear. At least 12 hours of wear out of this before I started to notice it moving. Where just only right in here where I had concealed is where I saw this foundation starting to break down and move. I'm gonna say most likely that was the concealer that did that and not this particular foundation. I really felt that once you put this on, it really just becomes one with your skin. Also, this does contain an SPF of 20. You're definitely gonna get flashback in camera. I mean, I'm gonna tell you that right now, because kind of like every time I glance over the monitor, I can see where I'm even getting a little bit of flashback going on from just my lighting. There's something just a little bit magic about this foundation. It's really good. There's a little bit of sorcery in this bottle, I am telling you. So overall, what do I think? I think this is, I don't think I can express this and say this enough how excited I am about this. This is a pretty darn outstanding foundation. You've really done something here, CoverGirl. The only thing I would criticize you on is shade range. You do have 14 shades, which, you know, I'm not, that's good. That's a good start. But the range of shades isn't the best. So hopefully if they up their shade range, then all the Skittles can use this particular foundation. So that is it. That was my review / demo on the new CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir Foundation Plus Sunscreen. I really do want to thank you, of course, as always, for spending a little bit of your time with me today. I always do appreciate it. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.